Today, I'm going to give you 5 reasons that you need to hire a commercial property manager if you're going to build up a portfolio of commercial real estate investments. Owning and investing in commercial real estate can be quite rewarding. Managing the property, on the other hand, can be rather time intensive and emotionally and mentally straining. So that's where commercial property managers save the day. They relieve you of the burden of having to operate the day-to-day business of your investment so that you can move on and buy more property. Here are 5 reasons that I believe every real estate investor should hire a commercial property manager. Number 1, they handle the day-to-day operations. You didn't invest in commercial real estate just to give yourself another job, right? Sure, learning new skills and taking on a new venture can be fun, but managing the daily operations of your investments just isn't scalable for most investors. If you're looking to acquire more properties, you should let your manager free you up and handle those day-to-day operations. They'll also handle maintenance calls. I mean, let's be real. Maintenance calls can be the worst part of owning commercial real estate. You already know when you get that call that you're probably going to have to fix something, but you'll also have to communicate with the tenant, inspect the issue, determine the best way to handle it, coordinate the repair, keep track of your expenses, and so much more. A good property manager will take all of that responsibility off your shoulders. The most you'll ever really have to do is just read the manager's notice of what happened. They also handle your rent collection. And collecting rent for a lot of property owners can sometimes be awkward, especially if you don't have the proper systems in place to automate it. And if you're friends with your tenants, which isn't uncommon for many smaller investors, it can become very awkward if things start to go sideways. Your property manager will keep you at arm's length, helping you distance yourself from that side of the relationship while also automating the rent collections and depositing that money right into your bank account. You'll just be checking that bank account each month, which is almost mailbox money. They handle property inspections. If you're new to the investment game, you likely don't know everything you need to inspect when you're visiting your property. So that's why you should lean on an expert. Your manager will visit the site consistently to keep an eye on everything. They'll even institute a preventative maintenance plan to fix and replace parts of the building before they become an issue, which can save you a significant amount of money. Number 2, they bring a book of proven vendors. Do you have all of the subcontractors that you need in your contacts? You might not, but managers definitely do. So don't waste time skimming through Google reviews to find someone to come out and help you when you're in a pinch. I've seen plenty of property owners get taken advantage of this way because you don't know what you're looking for and you don't know who to trust. So rely on your property manager in their book of proven vendors. Having the right vendors will ensure that you get the job done right the first time, because mistakes can be expensive and fixing mistakes can be even more expensive. Getting the job done right the first time can often determine whether you'll profit, break even, or lose money on your investment. So your manager will receive multiple bids, coordinate the repairs, oversee the work, and ensure it's done properly. So do it once, do it right. They also save you money. Much like taking your car to the repair shop, it's easy to get stuck paying for repairs or maintenance that you don't actually need. Why replace an entire water heater when it may just need to have all of the sediment flushed out? Your manager will be able to make these calls and help you keep those costs low, which will save you a significant amount of money and improve your returns on investment. Number 3, they help qualify incoming tenants. How are you currently qualifying your incoming tenants? At a minimum, you should at least ask for tax returns and business financials, which can certainly help paint a picture about the tenant. But most individuals, unless you have experience reviewing tax returns, may not know exactly what to look for. And property management companies will also review tenant applications and assist you in qualifying those incoming prospects to help ensure that you have a high quality tenant on the hook. Commercial properties are tough investments without good tenants. So they'll run credit and background checks. Most of the property management software out there allows these commercial property management companies to run background checks. The thing is, no matter how outstanding you feel a tenant may be, you should always run them through this system. You may be surprised at what will come back. Tenants may be able to forge financials and skirt around references, but it's very difficult to hide from credit and background checks. And when they're reviewing the tenant's financials, they'll sometimes bring an FBI level investigative skill. It's not uncommon to find wealthy or well-off tenants showing little to no income on their tax returns, which is why it's important to make sure that you get the full picture. When reviewing a tenant's financials, you should at a minimum ask for 2 to 3 years of tax returns, both business and personal financial statements from anybody that owns equity in the company, profit and loss statements, and balance sheets. Number 4, They compile your financial reports. Proper financial reporting is worth its weight in gold. It helps you paint a crystal clear picture of how your property is performing, which can make it easier or more difficult when you go to refinance or sell the property. If you're reporting to investors, it will also make your life that much easier. So they'll be providing monthly, quarterly, and annual reporting depending on how you set up the relationship. You should be receiving monthly financial reports at a minimum. These reports may include a rent roll, profit and loss statements, balance sheets, cash flow statements, and more. You'll get a solid snapshot of the financial performance of your asset, which will help you build financial history. These financials will also help you significantly when you're preparing for tax season. Instead of having to hire an accountant to dig through your bank account to figure out what they may be able to write off or depreciate, they'll be able to more easily review these financial statements, which will help prepare your return faster. And any questions? They'll be able to reach out to your property manager to dig further into the records without having to bother you, which will definitely keep you out of the stress of tax season. And number 5, they're a second set of eyes. It never hurts to have a second set of eyes in commercial real estate, especially when you're talking about some of the biggest investments you'll ever make. Property managers have an abundant amount of experience in the acquisition, operations, and disposition of commercial assets. And trust me, you'll find that advice invaluable. And when you're looking to buy another property, your property manager should be on your list of calls to make once you get that site under contract. Like your inspector, contractor, and leasing team, they'll be able to provide a different perspective on the pros and cons of the property. Be sure to lean on that expertise to catch anything that you might miss. They can also help when your commercial broker is recruiting tenants. Your commercial leasing team will be out finding tenants to lease your property, and the property manager will be a good second set of eyes reviewing not only their financials, but whether or not that tenant will actually be a fit for your project. Not every tenant makes sense for you to have, and your property manager can assist in making those decisions. They can also be a valuable asset when you're looking to maximize the property's value. If you're thinking of making an addition or renovating the property, your manager will be able to make those recommendations based on what will actually maximize the property's value and not just what you think will look good. Sure, the updates may look nice and they may make tenants happy, but does that cost justify an increase in value? Will the tenants pay more for what you're doing? So that's what your commercial property manager is there for, to help you make the most of your investment. That's it for today's video. If you got value, smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel for more information on commercial real estate investing strategies, leasing and management tips, market updates, and more. And I'll see you next time.